Now we're going to have a passive presenter who is going to talk to you, and y'all are in for luck because they have done the full cycle of things. They've bought single family, they've bought multifamily, they've managed properties, and they're lead investors. So I'd like to introduce Debbie and Joshua Theander.
So I'm Joshua Theander. This is my wife, Debbie.
Hi.
So a little bit about us. We've been married for a year now. And over the past year, we've spent that blending our family. Our extended family comes with 2 boys, 2 girls, 2 cats, and 2 dogs in one home. Going further back, though, Debbie and I are both engineers, and we met at a company that we worked at in the oil and gas industry back in 2010. And she was actually the person that introduced me into lifestyles back then. And we ended up separating for quite a few years because she ended up real estate retiring, from the oil and gas industry back in 2014. And so we had known each other as friends, and then she went on. And then about 4.5 years ago, after we had some major life upheavals, we ended up rekindling a friendship through a mutual friend. We ended up realizing that we enjoyed spending time together. And then we also realized we had a lot of common goals. And one of those things was our philosophy toward investments.
So we got to lifestyles a whole lot different from each other. An independent journey, but we all led to the same place. In 2008, I joined Lifestyles and almost immediately started investing in multifamily. It wasn't too long after that till syndication and property management became the family business. So Lifestyles was very good to us. The roadmap, the mentorship, the education allowed us to be very, very successful in multifamily investing. So much so that, as he mentioned, in 2014, I was able to retire from my corporate job and out of the oil and gas business, and it allowed me to get more into the family business, right, and spend more time with my boys. My boys were young at the time. And even after that period of time, I was more involved in the actual property management, doing different things with the business itself. Years later, multifamily investments allowed me to have a lot of options. And as we were going through some major things going on in our lives, I had some choices. I had choices because of the investments that I had made over the past several years of whether I go back to work or not. I wasn't forced to go back to a W-2 9-to-5 job because I had passive streams of income coming in from multifamily investment. And that gave me the security as a single mom to be able to live the lifestyle that I was accustomed to, take care of my kids, and also do something that I wanted to do. And I found myself, they talk about living the lifestyle, having the money come in and do nothing. I'm not a do nothing. I have to be constantly active all the time. So I sat back and thought, what would I want to do if I could do anything in the world? And my top priority were my boys, my 2 kids. And so I went back to school to become an algebra teacher after being a chemical engineer for years. Go nerd! And became an algebra teacher part-time at their school. So I get to be where their circle of influence is all the time. And it's the biggest reward for me. And again, it was because I had the financial security that came through investing in multifamily.
Yeah. And mine was anything but a straight path. As far back as when I was in college, I asked for the compendium of Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. That was for my 21st birthday. That's what I wanted as my gift. And then as soon as I exited school, I knew I wanted to get into real estate. I wanted to purchase, but I got in the way that I thought I should be investing in real estate. And so it was around the 2008 time. I found an absolutely wrecked foreclosure, and I moved into it, and I did 90% of the work myself and overspent on it and got burnt out, and then lived in it and flipped it. and learned some rough lessons. Also, around that time, I ended up.
Just so you know, we don't use the F word here, flip.
That's right, we don't. And then I also had gotten an injury, and then it became more apparent to me that I'm not as functional as I used to be. I can't just go swinging the hammer anymore. It kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for real estate. A couple of years forward is when Debbie and I started working together. Very soon after our professional relationship started, she had introduced me to the fact that she was part of Lifestyles. I have to admit, I was pretty skeptical about it. And it also came at a juncture in my life where I'm going to get made fun of for this. I heavily invested into cryptocurrency at the end of 2013. I'm okay with that. It worked out very well for me. But it's been a tumultuous ride. There's no doubt about it. And it didn't ever give me passive cash flow. So every couple of years, I go through this major upheaval in my life where the net worth falls apart, and then I think I'm the stupidest person alive, and then I try to do something else. But anyway, so then after about 4.5 years ago, Debbie and I got together, and once we started dating, she kind of filled in the pieces for me. I started to understand really what it is that that I was missing in the Lifestyles model that I hadn't given a fair shot back in 2014. And so from there, I really started to become engrossed with the depth of the education and really what's available through the memberships, because the portals with the education is just, it's an entire college education. It's amazing. And so I got all in after that. And so we've been moving forward with our plans since.
So what we've been able to do together is build a portfolio of single-family houses. And again, this is completely different than what he said. You start with single family, you go to multifamily. We kind of did the whole a long way doing things backwards. But together, we found common interest. We enjoyed doing the projects. We enjoyed seeing distressed properties being turned into nice properties like James had in his presentation. And we continue to invest passively in multifamily. Almost 5,300 units total of all the passive investments. And this year, we both became LEED certified. So we're looking for our own syndication as well.
Did I skip one? No. Okay, so networking tips. You got to go on the road trips. It's really as simple as that. Being out there in the field, seeing the properties, talking with people, it is one of the best ways to amplify your passive portfolio. You really get to know the other passives, what they think about other leads, what they've had as their experience with previous deals, and then you get to talk to the leads right face to face and get to learn things.
We've enjoyed not only coming to case studies and road trips here in Houston, but we actually go up to other places. We'll go to Dallas. We did the 2-day in Dallas with Dave. We went to San Antonio. We went
Either groupies that follow me around.
We do. We go where the action is. And so we've been to the Dallas and Austin, and we even went to some meet and greets in New Braunfels. And we went to Anaheim.
In fact, the picture on the right there is us in Anaheim.
In Anaheim, and we went to a road trip that William and Ganell did in Anaheim. And again, it's about an opportunity for us to meet people, hear stories, find out what they're doing. Maybe we could do that too. Maybe we can gain something from that information and just get out there and talk to people.
Yeah, so when you're in a group like this, make yourself uncomfortable. Talk to the person next to you. Initiate the conversation. You'll never know what you're going to learn about the person sitting right next to you. So this here is a snapshot of our single-family portfolio.
You just made every other engineer pee themselves a little bit. A chart.
A chart. I've got plenty of charts in this. I love charts. I don't go to the bathroom without Excel. Okay. So we have 9 single-family homes. It was around the 2019-2020 timeframe where we'd had some things change, and we also recognized that we needed to have a continuation of Debbie's real estate professional tax designation. So for that, we needed more active projects in our portfolio. We also recognized that we were a great team, and that we were a strong team, and we liked going into these properties that were super distressed and doing major rehabs. One of the properties we took on, we did a $72,000 rehab. I mean, things are falling down inside of the house type rehab. So what we did was we kind of moved fast and broke stuff, and we decided to utilize cash to purchase the majority of these properties as we were moving forward. That allowed us to move on the properties fast at a time when properties were kind of flying off the market, and it also allowed us to maximize the cash flow that we had off of them. It doesn't necessarily maximize our returns or our equity, but we have a fairly nice return that's better than pretty much any financial instrument we could find right now.
I bet you those houses make more return than your Bitcoin does, tax-free. Just saying.
Since 2008, of the properties that I've been involved in, 10 of these have had dispositions. They've been sold in some fashion along the way. And these 10 properties, the sales proceeds are around $3.1 million. The total distributions was around another $1.5 million. So $4.6 million off of 10 properties was a pretty good deal. I mean, thank you.
You know, they wrecked my speech. I said every 2 to 3 years we should double our money. Who remembers that? Not one of these properties is under 100%, is it? Give him a hand. That's huge.
So some of these properties were complete passive investments, but some of them were legacy from the family syndication. So again, you can do a lot with multifamily real estate. You can passively invest and get great returns. If you decide that you're going in the road of lead investor, again, you can put your money to work, you can put yourself to work, and you could have great returns. So either way, you have great opportunities for financial freedom.
So really quick so they understand, because on your passive deals here, how much work do you have involved in those deals? Because there's new people who might be thinking of being a passive investor. That's just investing deal and making a check. How much work do you guys do on them?
We don't do anything on our passive deals.
Did you see them all?
I've seen some of them.
So who likes that idea? You didn't even see them, but you're making money.
I haven't been to Kentucky. I haven't seen the one in Kentucky. There's one in
'cause
Ingleside.
You have
I
to
don't
be
know where
missing teeth to go there. No, that's my point, guys. Live where you want. Invest where it makes sense. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's people watching from California. There's people watching from Hawaii. They'll invest in properties across state lines. You don't have to go visit them. I want to make sure they know that. And you can, not everybody has a lot of money. People invest as low as 25, 50K in deals. Some people 100K. It depends. But 100% return is 100% return. Everybody with me? Mm-hmm. Okay. Good stuff.
Okay, so this is our current holdings, our passive portfolio. There are 17 properties in that portfolio.
Still doing pretty good, huh?
We believe in that model, so we continue to passively invest alongside our efforts to try to find the first property that we're syndicating. So in the estimated profits here that I've calculated, I've simply taken the distributions to date. I haven't forward projected any distributions. And then I've taken the anticipated sales proceeds in the event that, based on the NOI today, that it were to sell. So the distributions to date sum up to about $5.4 million. The anticipated sales proceeds are $15.1. A combination of that is $20.5 on an original investment of a sum total of $2.1 million. So the ROI on that projected, estimated, is 896%.
Who'd be okay with that? That was really nerdy, but it was very powerful. And especially some of you new preferred members, or you're in your first deal only, your second deal, this is the end result down the road. It doesn't happen overnight. It's going to be every couple of years. You finally get money on one, you double it or triple it, you go into another one, and then double and triple. You don't start with 50 deals the first year. You follow me? Okay.
Yeah, it's a refinance. It's a cash out. And then you take that and you deploy that into another deal. And then 2 years later, there's a cash out event and you deploy that into another deal. And it just keeps laddering and progressing.
So what you just said, just so you understand what that means, a lot of times these people invest in a deal, a year and a half, 2 years in, they'll decide, you know what, it went up so much in value, instead of selling it, let's do a refinance. So you put 100K in, they refinance it, they give you back 100K, but since it's a loan and not a sale, how much tax do you pay?
0.
Who would like to make a 100% return with no taxes? See how that's life-changing? You still own this deal, you're still making money, and you take that money you pulled out, tax-free, and put in another deal, and then that one doubles. You see the snowball effect? It doesn't happen overnight, but it double and double and double. Great job on this.
Thank you.
You're making me jealous because these are better returns than I make.
So how has this changed our life? Well, you can see it's very life-changing. It has allowed us to have a lot of options, to have a lot of flexibility within our lives. We believe that because we have been given so much, we've been blessed with so much from these type of investments and this type of opportunity that we need to give back, and we give back generously to our charities and to our church. But we also get to take back our time. We're worker bees. We like to do things. We like to be productive. We like to produce. And so for us, we like to have that next project, that next thing to do. I like to be a part-time teacher and work 3 hours a day at my kids' school. We like to buy single-family houses still. We still do that because it's fun for us. We like to see the project together and work
That's
together.
a romantic therapy.
And we still invest into our passive investments. So this has given us so many opportunities to be able to, again, walk away from a W-2 9-to-5 job and have security and flexibility with the passive streams of income.
So what's next for us is on the short term, we're active people. We're excited about the prospect of with the economic climate right now, finding a property that works well for us within multifamily and syndicating that deal ourselves. And outside of that, one of the most vital things to us is making sure that our blended family continues to bond, become stronger. And we believe in the therapy of travel. And so those events are very important to us, having the family outings, having our own outings. And we certainly see that continuing in the short term.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I love that they did, it's one thing for me to teach you guys, show you guys how to do it, show you the great rate of returns. The biggest thing you can do is inspire somebody else. So it takes a lot to come up here and share your story with people. And we always ask for volunteers. If you're in some deals or whatever, get with your mentors. We love to hear your stories like that. So give them a hand for giving back and sharing their story. It's huge.
Before you do your part, we actually thought about calling Madeline earlier and being like, we got sick. Sorry about that.
Oh, really? Throw her on the spot.
It's the fear of coming up on stage for
Yes,
this.
for sure, for sure.
You did do a great job. Awesome. So I got to move this on, but we could take like 2 questions if you guys want to ask him any questions. Anybody? Bueller? Oh, one over here. Okay.
How did you find your single-family properties?
The question was, how did you find all your single-family properties? I'll just repeat everybody's questions.
Mostly through the blast. Blast, and you have to be very, very quick. You have to be like trigger happy to get onto those because
So
they are.
what those are for you new people, if you come to my seminar this weekend, we actually have realtors like Jennifer that was over there. They send out these deals. Who would like to get a 1-page document saying you put out $30K, you make $20,000, you make an 18% return, homework already done for you? I'll talk more about that when you come to seminar this weekend. And that's how they got their deals. They used the lifestyle as agents. Great question. Okay. All right. One more, maybe? No? We're good? All right. Let's give them a hand. Thank you so much, guys.